All victories are celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Good old beef ribs. Shout out to the Falcons. They got cooked. You know what I mean? Gotta stay on your keto as much as possible. Boy, oh boy. It was a very, 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 very eventful. It was a very eventful week one for me. What I predicted almost came true by one team winning. The Redskins look good. Let me start off with that. The Redskins look good, you know. When you bring veterans in, like Alex Smith, Adrian Peterson, people who know the game, Josh Norman is a veteran. That could be dangerous when you bring veterans in like that. So if they had just one competent receiver to complement Jordan Reed, they'd be a problem. They would be a problem. I can't even front right there. The Redskins and the Giants are definitely the two teams we would have to look after. We would have to look out for. Now, Copizzle, that excuse you got for the Giants being 13-3 and them going against the defending AFC champions, that's the worst excuse I've ever heard come out of a Giants fan mouth after week one. That's a poor excuse. That's the poor excuse because you got Odell back, you got Saquon back. Both of those guys had 100 yards. You know what I mean? Saquon had 100 on the ground. Odell had 100 in the air. You just lost. You just lost. But I believe the Giants will bounce back and get and beat this dumpster fire that they got next week. And I'm talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God. Everybody wanted to come down on this Eagles game so bad for the Eagles game not being as exciting as they wanted, not saying saying that the Falcons are still the better team and they lost, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. The Dallas Cowboys looked absolutely atrocious. Dak Prescott needs to be benched. Jason Garrett needs to be fired. Jerry Jones needs to turn over the team to his son. In that order. Now, a lot of people, you could blame Dak Prescott. You could blame the game plan on Dak Prescott all you want. You could say that, you know, the Dallas Cowboys are a running team, but they decided not to run. But here's some stats about Dak Prescott. The last 12 games, he's thrown for 250 yards one time. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people won't tell you that stat. They won't tell you that fun stat because that stat is the stat that makes sense. That stat is the stat that makes sense. Now you got to start to wonder, is Dak Prescott even as good as half of these people thought? He's a 4th-round pick. They knew he couldn't throw the ball when they drafted him. Now all of a sudden he put on a Dallas Cowboys uniform. He's something special. Like Dak Prescott would have been a quarterback for any other team. Dak Prescott would have been out the league. Dak Prescott would have been out the league. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Dallas can't fix what they got that's broken. They can't get any separation. Everybody's going to load up on Zeke. See, the thing about it is with Zeke, what made Dak look so good, Zeke had like 1,100 yards on first down in his rookie year. He had like 1,100 yards on first down alone. Meaning you're automatically set up for a 2nd and short. So Dak he could dink and dunk and get a first down. But they were in situations like 3rd and 23. They were just in some 3rd and 18 because Zeke ain't getting that because the offensive line is shot. The offensive line is shot. And then when you in a 3rd and 8 or longer, you got to look for somebody like a Dez Bryant or you got to look for somebody like a Jason Witten. But you let those guys go and didn't replace those guys. And then your fan base talked all off season. So yeah, we're gonna be on y'all foot. We're gonna be on y'all neck all off season. We could drop. We could go. Let's drop. Let's ride and talk. We're gonna be on y'all neck all off season. I'm on my way to get some breakfast. You know, a nice little keto omelet. So you know, we're gonna be on y'all neck all off season. Simply because you deserve it. You deserve it. You was trash with Tony Romo, and you was trash with Dak Prescott. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. I knew the Dallas Cowboys was gonna lose the game, but That's a 5-win team we just witnessed. That's a 5-win team we just witnessed. And I'm still touching on the NFC East. But Dallas just looked terrible. Dallas will be in the basement. Dallas will be in the basement. Dallas will be in the basement this year. They will be in the basement. Dallas will be moving in with Kyle Pizzle in the basement. Dallas will be in the basement. Sad, man. It's sad. All the Cowboys fans, I ain't seen no Cowboys videos yet. Because if the Cowboys would have won, it would have been big Cowboys videos. It would have been huge, monumental Cowboys videos. You know what I mean? Monumental Cowboys videos. The Cowboys are going to start the season off 0-3. I'm willing to bet every single penny because the Cowboys are not going to beat the Giants next week. They are not going to beat the Giants next week. No. Then they got the Seahawks on the third game. They can't throw the ball. They can't throw the ball. And you think Earl Thomas is not going to want to punish them for not making the deal go bad? He definitely ain't throwing the ball against Earl Thomas. Definitely not throwing the ball against Earl Thomas. They couldn't throw the ball against the Panthers. The Panthers' weakness on defense is the cornerbacks. Is the secondary. I can't wait till the Eagles play and we smell blood. We smell chicken blood. Chicken water. And it don't matter what the Cowboys do. The Cowboys can go right now and go get an all-pro wide receiver right now. The Cowboys can go get an all-pro wide receiver right now. The offensive line is so trash. Dak Prescott was sacked 6 times. That's amongst the highest in his career as a Dallas Cowboy, I believe. He was sacked 6 times. I don't know when I seen a Dallas Cowboy quarterback take so much punishment like that from a non-divisional rival. The offensive line been so good for so long. I mean, yeah, the Eagles used to tear up Aikman and tear up Romo. I mean, that's a division rival, though. We play them guys a lot. We know about them guys. It's an extra battery in our pack when we play them. But, God, they looked awful, man. God. They looked awful. They looked awful. The Redskins looked good, but let's be real. The Redskins had the easiest of the games. The Redskins had the easiest of the games out of the NFC East this week. Easiest of the games. They played the Cardinals. Sam Bradford and David Johnson just getting back. They played the Cardinals, man. Their best receiver is Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald was ancient. Ancient Larry. It just said it's the Giants. I believe the Giants are going to have a good season. I believe that was a huge dare. I believe the Giants are going to have a good season. I believe the Redskins are going to be mediocre somewhere in the middle of the pack, and the Cowboys are done. The Cowboys basement, man, basement. The division leaders are going to go the Eagles. I'm going to say the Giants are going to finish second place. I'm going to say the Eagles, the Giants, the Redskins are going to be very close behind the Giants. And the Cowboys, man, are going to be a punching bag for the entire NFC. The entire NFC, man. They're going to be a punching bag. The thing about it is when you play, like the loss to the Giants doesn't hurt the Giants as much as the loss to the Cowboys hurts the Cowboys. Because the Cowboys lost to an NFC team. It could very well come down to that tiebreaker for that wild card position. If them teams both end up in a hunt, it could come down to the tiebreaker because they just lost to the Panthers. You know what I mean? Which is why it was important for us, although it wasn't a divisional game, to take care of the Falcons. Because if that so happen comes down to a tiebreaker, you know what I mean? If that somehow happens and come down to a tiebreaker, the NFC South. In my opinion, the NFC South isn't as strong as everybody thought it was going to be. I think the Panthers are going to struggle this year. They just lost Olsen again. You know what I mean? I think an offensive lineman got carted off. They lost Olsen. They lost the offensive lineman. The Saints. Oh, let's talk about the Saints. They showed multiple chinks in their armor. They can't cover. They can't cover. They couldn't stop a nosebleed yesterday. They can't cover. They can't cover. And thank you for the Saints to losing that game, because we're going to bust down exactly what you should have done, and we're going to take care of this Ryan Fitzpatrick problem that you had in week 1. So that's why the Saints game is important to us. And plus, we play the Saints. The same team who was talking about if they would have beat the Vikings, they would have beat us and went to the Super Bowl. I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that. Ain't nobody coming to the link beating us. Let's get them facts right there. Bold prediction, we going undefeated in the link, and I've said it numerous times. Nobody coming to the link with no smoke for us. That's just what it is, man. Week 1, man, the week 1 wrap up. Surprisingly, there was a tie with Pittsburgh. I don't want to even really talk about nothing that ain't got nothing to do with us, but a tie with the Browns is kind of crazy. I think Ben Hourglass is running low. Ben might have to hang it up. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers is goddamn a White Walker. He is undefeated. Aaron Rodgers is undefeatable. Like, you have to take him out due to injury, or he could do what he's done to you. Now, I'm not saying anybody deserves to get injured and go out like that, but my God, that game might be on ESPN Classic, even though it was an opener. That was crazy by Aaron Rodgers, man. You know. And did I say I was back at you with the back at you? Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications when you get these videos, because football season is going to be heating up, baby. A couple games that I do want to go to, though. I want to go to, I definitely now want to go to the Eagles-Redskins game in Washington. I want to go to that one. I want to go to, I think I want to see the Eagles play the Panthers. I want to see that one at the link. Or do I want to see the I want to see the Vikings and the Eagles at the link. So those are two games that I'm really eyeballing, two games that I really want to go to this year. So I'm gonna start looking up these tickets, and I'm gonna get it popping. I hope to see some of you guys there. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Dallas is trash.